You exist because of an accident, not the accident involving your parents. An accident 66 million years ago, a spring morning, a beach in Mexico. If that accident had gone slightly differently, a different angle, a different rock, a different patch of ocean, there would be no one here to think about it. The Cretaceous was a world that worked. Dinosaurs had ruled the Earth for 160 million years. They weren't in decline. They weren't struggling. They owned the planet with a confidence that only 160 million years of dominance can produce. Mammals existed, small, nocturnal, pressed into the margins. The planet had an owner, and it wasn't you. Then, 66 million years ago, a rock roughly 10 kilometers across entered the atmosphere at 20 kilometers per second and hit the Yucatan Peninsula. Within hours, a cloud of dust, soot, and sulfur aerosols wrapped around the entire planet. Sunlight disappeared. Photosynthesis stopped. The base of every food chain on Earth, plants, began to die. 75% of all species went extinct. Not half, not 60%. 3/4 of everything alive on the planet. No four-legged animal heavier than 25 kilograms survived on land. None. But here's where it gets strange. The extinction was selective. Crocodiles survived. Sea turtles survived. Certain fish survived. And the mammals, there's the small ones, the insignificant ones, the ones living in holes, survived too. Not because they were better, because they were smaller. Small enough to eat insects, small enough to fit in burrows, small enough to survive in a world with no plants, no light, no intact food chain. 105,000 years after the impact, barely a blink in geological time, a small animal appeared in the recovering forests of Montana. Purgatorius, named after Purgatory Hill, where its fossils were first found. Documented by researchers at the University of Washington in a 2021 study. It weighed about 35 grams. 15 centimeters long, it looked like a squirrel. It ate fruit and insects. It had flexible ankles built for climbing trees. It was the first primate. It was your ancestor. Think about what that means. In the same patch of Montana where Tyrannosaurus rex once hunted, 35 grams of mammal was climbing trees and eating fruit. And it was the beginning of everything that came after. Monkeys, great apes, Homo erectus, Homo sapiens. Every branch of the lineage that ends with you passed through that bottleneck. And the bottleneck was an animal the size of a deck of cards. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. The asteroid didn't have to be fatal. Geologist Sean Gulick at the University of Texas published analysis in 2019 showing that the impact hit one of the worst possible locations on the planet. The bedrock beneath Yucatan was unusually rich in sulfur. That multiplied the aerosols. That extended the impact winter. 30 degrees in a different direction, and the winter might have been shorter. Fewer extinctions. Maybe the dinosaurs survive. And if the dinosaurs survive, mammals stay in the margins. No ecological vacuum to fill, no evolutionary explosion, no primates, no you. This is where biology stops being a nature documentary and becomes something else. Evolution is usually told as progress. Dinosaurs came, then mammals came, then humans came. As if there were a direction, a logic, a destination. The fossil record doesn't show progress. It shows accidents and survivors. Mammals didn't win because they were superior. They were the survivors of a collapse that wasn't predicted and couldn't have been planned for. And here's the uncomfortable part. In a world without the impact, there is no reason to think primates would have emerged. No reason to think great apes would have emerged. No reason to think Homo sapiens would have emerged. Human intelligence is not the destination of evolution. It's a side effect of a rock that entered the atmosphere at the wrong angle on a spring morning. That lands somewhere specific. Every time you feel like things are out of control, like the world doesn't have a plan, you're right. But you are also the product of that absence of a plan. You don't exist in spite of the chaos. You exist because of it. Your nervous system, your capacity for language, your ability to worry about the future, all of it was purchased by the accident of a trajectory angle 66 million years ago. Nobody is saying the universe has a purpose. The fossil record doesn't support that. 4 mass extinctions before this one nearly erased complex life from the planet entirely. Life came back each time. Different, not better, different. And our era may end too. The 6th mass extinction is being documented as it happens, slower than Chicxulub, but happening. Whatever survives will evolve in directions we can't imagine. But here's the thing. You carry 35 grams of ancestor inside you. Purgatorius had no language, no culture, no knowledge that it had just survived the worst.